episode 2 of Bad Lure Choices, and this one might upset some people. So let's check it out. Welcome back to Fishing with Bam. Like I said in the beginning, this one might upset some people, only because people get crazy when it comes to brand loyalty, even if that brand misses the mark on a product. So I'm just going to rip the band-aid off and show you what the second lure in Bad Lure Choices is. All right, so this one is the River to Sea Double Plopper. It is still designed to be a floating buzzbait. The design it's a good idea. It really is. It's a great idea. The Whopper Plopper is a very good lure, especially around here in the Ozarks. It's counted for many tournament wins or helping an angler win a tournament. James Watson is always fishing the BFLs on Lake of the Ozarks, and he's always throwing the Whopper Plopper around this time of the year, especially when the big gizzard shad are spawning and they're up on the banks. That's the Whopper Plopper. The double plopper, you would think would be awesome because a buzzbait is such a good lure. And the Whopper Plopper is such a good lure. But when you put them together, you get this. It is not a good lure. This is my opinion only. For one, it's way too light. It's way too light to throw when it comes to a buzzbait. Buzzbaits are kind of light in the first place, but there's some really good ones out there, like the new Mega Bass Mambas. You can cast those a mile, and they stay up in the water column when they come through. Really good one. Even the Booyah Squelcher, that one is a really good one as well. This one, too light. It's hard to throw. It does float, like it says. It's supposed to be a floating buzzbait, and it does float. You can see down here, like, the groove in the head of the bait keeps it from going left or right, tries to keep it from going left or right. It does go like this quite often, though, in the water column, back and forth, back and forth. These don't always spin correctly. If there's the slightest bit of wind, you definitely cannot throw it. I've had this for years. When it first got introduced, I bought it. They did back when FLW was a thing, they even did a little review on it. And it seemed like it got some pretty good initial reviews. So I was like, I'll buy it. It was like $20 for this thing when it first released. And I just couldn't get it. I couldn't throw it right. I couldn't get it like next to the docks, it wouldn't. It would go one way or other. Sometimes with the buzzbait, you can bend it to make it go towards a dock. This one, you couldn't, because there's two of these things. One of them doesn't want to spin correctly. So even though you've got it bent to go towards the dock, now it's like wanting to sink. So I figured this one was gone. I figured this was a goner. Good idea, bad execution, as the saying goes. And I went on their website, and still $20. Still $20 for the thing on the River Sea website. Maybe they changed some things. Maybe they made it a little bit more stout. maybe it'll cast a little bit better. Maybe, they changed the Whopper Plopper too. So maybe they've added those changes into this design to make this work better. Yeah, I didn't like it. It just never worked for me. But what do you think? I mean, it's really neat. I still think that it's an awesome idea. It's just, it does not do well. You can't throw it. It does float. This is hollow. That's a hollow head. Just try to help it float more, but it's hollow. So it's supposed to float. It's supposed to stay in that water column. This is supposed to lift up while this is going through. This doesn't do it. It doesn't really plop that well either, because you've got to reel it a little bit faster in order to keep it up in the water column. If not, it's going to sink down a lot, and it just doesn't. It don't. I've got other buzz baits that I will turn to before I will ever turn to this, and I would just rather throw a Whopper Plopper than to throw this right here. Maybe in a pond. If I'm like pond fishing one day, decide just to go out and pond, throw this, it might work, but still, I'd rather throw a Whopper Plopper. But maybe the pond's got a lot of grass under there, and I don't want to keep getting those trebles connect or hooked up. The like little weeds and all that. So this would be a pretty good option then. But then I would just throw a buzzbait, regular buzzbait that I have a lot of confidence in, one that I can get some distance on too. This one, not so much. But good idea. But there's just two things I shouldn't mix, and that's a buzzbait and a plopper. Both have a different purpose and a different time. This one, there is no time for it. But let me know what you think. Is it good? Did you have it? Did you purchase this? Have you caught any good fish on it? If so, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And next time.